project is a simple crochet pattern, a simple sweater in a lacy pattern. I had an opening here, and I believe you are going to love this and make it. It's a very simple thing to do, just the T, let's say, letter, one piece for the front, one piece for the back, and a sewing from the bottom till the edge of the sleeve. You can leave a neckline here as much wide as you want, and let's go and see how to do this. I wish you a pleasant summer. Well, let's go and see how to crochet this lacy sweater. I have told you it's a very simple pattern, one piece for the front and one for the back, and a lacy pattern which has a 3-row repeat. In order to do this, you are going to need 4 skeins of Mondial Merinos extra yarn, and I'm showing you now how the point where we do the extension, we create a new foundation chain, and we extend the front piece and create the sleeves with one movement. You are going to use a crochet hook of a big crochet hook, a J10 or 6mm hook, and your yarn, your desired yarn. You could make this for summer or for winter, and you can choose any yarn you want. I just work with a big hook. It's a big hook for the kind of yarn I use, and we're going to chain 69 chains for the front, and the same afterwards for the back, so you are doing 2 similar pieces. I'm wearing a large size, which is around 22 inches wide, that is 56 centimeters, and the length from shoulder to bottom is 24 inches, around 60 centimeters. Once you've done with your foundation chain, you insert your hook in 4th chain from the hook, so count 1, 2, 3, 4, and work there a double crochet. Chain 3, turning chain, counts as your first double crochet. So we are going to work double crochet in each stitch across the row, and it's a very simple row, this first row, and you should have 67 double crochet on your first row. For row 2, chain 3, skip the very first loop, the very first stitch, which is right under the chain 3 and belongs to this, and work double crochet in the second stitch. And this is what we are going to do on every other row, at the beginning and at the end, 2 double crochets. Now for our pattern, chain 3, insert your hook in first chain out of the 3 just made, and work there a double crochet. In this way we make an horizontal cluster, let's say. Now we're going to work a double crochet 3 together, inserting our hook in next stitch. We half work a double crochet till we have 2 loops on hook. Don't finish the stitch, so yarn over, insert your hook in second next stitch we have 4 loops or 5. Okay, yarn over and pull through 2 loops again, so we have 3 loops on hook, and the same thing, yarn over, insert your hook in 3rd chain, and we have 4 loops on our hook now, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and just see the 3 half worked double crochets, and we have now 4 loops on our hook. We should yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. This is a decrease. Basically we are working over 3 stitches to work a double crochet, and we repeat the same thing again, chain 3 as before, in order to create an horizontal cluster. This is how I call it, and insert your hook in 1st chain again and work a double crochet. This is it, and we are going to repeat it slowly so you can understand better. Yarn over, insert your hook in next stitch, don't skip any stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, again yarn over, insert your hook in next chain, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and do the same thing in the 3rd chain, in the 3rd stitch, and yarn over and pull through all loops on your hook, and we are making a decrease which creates like a small mountain, a small triangle shape, and we repeat this till the end, working a chain 3 and a double crochet in 1st chain, a normal double crochet, and again as before work double crochet till you have 2 loops on hook, again yarn over and pull through 2 loops, don't finish the stitch completely, and again a 3rd double crochet, and yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. This is the row 2 repeat pattern. Again I'm going to show you slowly how to do the horizontal cluster, and you can see how it looks for the moment. We're near the end now. We have 5 stitches, counting the chain 3 at the end of the row. So we're going to work a chain 3 and a double crochet in 1st chain, so an horizontal cluster, then a double crochet 3 together in next 3 stitches, right as before, 1, 2, and the 3rd double crochet, and we have 2 stitches left to work our final 2 double crochets. But before this we should make another horizontal cluster, that is chain 3, work a double crochet, inserting your hook in your 1st chain. It's a little bit difficult sometimes to insert your hook, and work a double crochet in next stitch and the last double crochet of the row on top of chain 3, and this is the end of row 2, and we should turn now. You can look how does it looks. Turn, and again as in row 2 we're going to do the same thing on row 3, chain 3, work a double crochet in next stitch, not in the very first stitch but in the second stitch, which is the double crochet of previous row. And what we should do at this row is skip every time the horizontal cluster and work 3 double crochets on top of the decrease we made, on top of double crochet 3 together of previous row. So you can see the 2 clusters horizontal. Find the middle stitch and work there 3 double crochets. We are making a mountain but upside down this time. This is what the Lacy pattern is formed of. So skip every time the clusters and work 3 double crochets on top of the double crochet 3 together of previous row. Our repeat is this simple thing to do 3 double crochets together in the same stitch, right in the middle, in between the horizontal clusters. And this is row 3 of our pattern. We have come nearly at the end of the row, and we can see we have 2 mountains where we should work 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and the third one. Skip the cluster and again work 3 double crochets in last mountain, let's say, of previous row, and we skip the last cluster, the last horizontal cluster, and work as before 2 double crochets, 1 at the double crochet of previous row and the last double crochet on top of chain 3. So we have come to the end of the Lacy pattern, and the next row is a simple row made by double crochets. So chain 3 and just work a double crochet on every stitch of this row. Make the second one to the second stitch of the row, and then it's easy because you should count 3 as the cluster we have made on row 3. So check that you make the right thing. You sort of have to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, not to lose the number, the right number of stitches, which should always be, for this width, 67. And we have come to the end. Work 2 double crochets at the end. The last one should be on top of chain 3. And this is our pattern. Repeat rows 2, 3 and 4. I say 2, 3 and 4 because row 1 was a foundation chain row, a foundation row, so we have to repeat 2, 3 and 4, and we do this till we reach at the armhole point, and you can measure on your body how long you want the sweater to be from your bottom armhole point till down. And when you have finished row 3, that is the Lacy pattern, and you are ready to do the simple row with double crochets, then it's time to extend to the right, working 38 chains, working a foundation chain of 38 chains. To the left of our sweater we should attach yarn and work 36 chains, and so we will have a foundation chain waiting for us to reach the other part of the sweater. For the moment we have chain 38, and insert your hook in 4th chain from hook and work a double crochet, and work double crochets all along this long row, which is the row that will create the sleeves. So it's very simple, just count. So you have 36 double crochets in this new extension part, and you should keep working 67 double crochets in the main body pattern, and it's easy because you just work a double crochet in every stitch. I believe you find it nice, and it's a pattern that it's very good for blankets because it's totally reversible. So we're going to work till we reach the other edge of the left edge of our sweater, and there, as you see, I have already attached yarn and worked a foundation chain of just 36, not 38 as on the right side. So I have now to work my last 2 double crochets to the body, 1 and the last one, and after this we continue working double crochets, and you should count so that you will work 36 double crochets. So in total, if we add all this, the 67 in the main body and 36 on each side, we should end this row having 139 double crochets, which is a multiple of 3 plus 4. You should keep that in mind, that if you want a less wide or a more wide sweater, you should make a multiple of 3, yes, plus 4 double crochets. So we have ended the left part of the sweater, and we should turn now and work our normal pattern as in body, that is row 2 of our pattern, and to do this, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and skip the very first stitch, work a double crochet in next one, see how it looks very clearly that the first loop belongs to the chain 3 just made. And now we should work our pattern repeat, horizontal clusters and double crochet 3 together. So chain 3 and work a double crochet in first, inserting your hook in first chain, and then you should work double crochet 3 together using the next 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3, and yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. Again chain 3 and work a double crochet in first chain, and again work double crochet 3 together using the next 3 stitches. 1, hold it there till it's half worked, 2, and the third one, and yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. I make it slow so even beginners will not be confused and understand well what should they do. So as you see, we have a lot of work to end our row. So I show you now my finished part of the sweater, and I have worked about 12 or 13, 14, I don't remember. It's a width that suits on my body, and you can do as much as you want. And the upper part of the sweater is a totally straight line, and we should choose how much we want to leave for a neckline. And when we have 2 parts of the sweater finished, then we have to assemble the sweater. So put the one piece onto the other, matching the 2 pieces together to the bottom, to the armhole point, and match the sleeves together. So we are ready to start our sewing. And we are going to sew very easily from bottom till the armhole, which is a space around 40 centimeters, and we are going to continue sewing till the end of the sleeve. So one continuous seaming very easily, and then we have to seam our shoulders till the point we choose to leave unsewn for the neckline, and this is as much as you want it to be. So take a needle, a yarn needle, and first of all you should mark the middle point of our sweater, and to find this you have either to fold the pieces and you should measure how much is the total width of our body, and find the middle piece and go straight up to find the middle piece of the neck line, and put a marker there and measure a space to the left and to the right of the middle point, which is around 12 centimeters. So for the front opening I left unsewn a part of around 25 centimeters, the same to the back, so the total opening is around 50 centimeters. But again, you can try it on and choose how wide you want it to be. So grab your yarn needle and thread it with the same yarn, and we're going to weave it in and out of each stitch all the way from the bottom till the edge point of our sleeve. You can choose your preferred sewing method, and I am using a simple method, always the same thing, and I'm going to start from the bottom of my sweater, go to the other part, and again to the starting point, and pull my yarn to secure my starting point of sewing. You can attach the pieces and put some markers every 12 or 15 centimeters, so you are sure how you are going to sew, and make a seaming. So this side seaming is not too tighten and neither too loose. I'm using this method of sewing, and I'm inserting my needle not in the very edge point, and this creates a total a seaming that you can not understand at all. Okay, let's find a place. In lacy patterns it's a little bit difficult. Sometimes you feel you don't have a place to put your needle in, but there is. If you look at the wrong side, there is a trace of our seam, but to the right side it's totally invisible. So weave in and out, and let's make it slow and go stitch by stitch. You can choose this method also, as this lacy pattern permits such a quick and simple way of sewing. As you can see, again it's invisible if you make it slowly and stitch by stitch. We continue sewing the side of our sweater, and take your cup of coffee or your cup of tea and make the sewing. You see now I have made not a very careful stitching, so it's not so good. I have to return to my preferred sewing method, which always makes an invisible seaming. And we are going to reach at the armhole point in a while. I'm sorry I didn't process my video and it goes slowly. I should have processed it, but the program I make this was not didn't respond very well. You can see now how the seam looks to the right side of the sweater. And I will cut my yarn and go straight to the upper side to show you a little bit how we start. Let's suppose I have did all this seaming till the end, and I have to work now at the upper part of the sweater, that is from the edge point of the sleeve till the neckline point. Again, I should start the same way as before, and in a very simple way, with two parts for this sweater, we are creating a very elegant outfit that we can wear all the time, and it's a garment that we can make for a friend of ours as a gift if we know the measurements this friend demands. It's very easy to adjust it. You should visit my blog. It's www.marymarystories.blogspot.com. It's a place where I post all my patterns, and you can see there a full tutorial with photos and step-by-step instructions on how to make most of my designs. So this is the sweater, how it looks. I believe you are going to love this lacy texture, and you can choose your yarn. I believe it will look very, very nice in lighter yarns for the summer, and I love it as a winter also sweater. As you can see now, I have left some openings to the sides of the sweater, and it's a space around 12 or 14 centimeters, which I left open, and after this I started seaming my sides, and I find it flattering, this side opening, and so this is how it looks. To the neckline, before I sew, I have put some fabric codes to mark it, and so I tried it on, and this way I knew how wide I wanted this space to be. This is a very friendly point of the pattern, which is easy to try it on and afterwards create the total neckline you want. So you should fold it like this, as I told you before, and this way you can find the middle piece of your two pieces, front and back, and try a space first, and if it looks very wide, you should make the sewing a little bit more, so it gets more tighten in the neckline. Again, the same way, we are going to start our other part seaming from the edge of the sleeves. I have made the sleeves wide as in the edge as in armhole point, and I should I had to select a width that would match in these two places. So I like it as it is, loose and wide at my at the edge of my hand, but there is always a way to make a ribbing and make it fit better at your wrist. And of course you can choose to make your extension part for the sleeves shorter than this that I made here, and this way you can have a sweater with short sleeves, which would look like a blouse mostly. When I sew, when I make my stitches, I used to tighten and then pull, so it's getting a little bit loose, and it's really invisible, the seaming. This is my sweater. I hope you like it, and I would love to tell me all about your projects. If you make this sweater, I also love to hear your ideas, or any correction you have to tell me. And as I told you before, when you finish your sleeves, which if it looks a little bit wide, then you should make a row all around the sleeve perimeter, making a half double crochet row, decreasing basically, half double crochet 2 together all the way around the sleeve perimeter, and this way you are going to create a less wide part for the sleeve, and it will fit very, very well at your hands. So this is a solution for the sleeves. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and visit my blog and leave me your comment. I very much love to read your comments on YouTube and on my blog as well. Be happy and crochet. From Greece with love.